we're going to have the Monday School to not only be with Google Plus, but to also be with Periscope. For those who, so we're starting the broadcast with Periscope, double tap to flip camera. Okay. There we go. All right. All right. There we are. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see and be seen and everything is good. We got Periscope working and oh no we don't. Oh, Periscope, sorry. Sorry, Periscope. I gotta get used to this, folks. Y'all gotta give me a minute. I gotta get this set up here so that Periscope doesn't fall off the edges like it just did. Okay. All right. Everybody can see me now. All right, great. Woo-wee. Well, we're gonna do Monday School. For those who are new, that's Periscope, folks. Tell your friends, swipe down the right side, Periscope, folks. And for the Google Plus folks, send an email to Lottie, Dottie, and everybody and tell them that we are doing something new and exciting and something different. Monday Night School. So this is a program that I want to share some ideas to help you have greater success and achievement and wherever you are. And this is a free program, a free teaching, or free training that I want to do. I've been doing since January of 2015. Started Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday with a Monday night message that is like Sunday school, but on Monday nights. And I wanted to be able to do it in a way that would bless people. And it's like my church for all intents and purposes, but it's not a church. It's my community of faith. People who are like-minded, who want to be inspired, who want to be empowered, who want to be lifted up. This is what I'm going to be doing, hopefully every Monday night, but I can't promise depending on my travel schedule. But we started this on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. I wanted to do something to reach people with a positive message about faith and possibility. And it has taken off, and so many people have said they enjoy it. So again, Periscope folks, tell your friends. On the right side, flip it down, and on Google Hangout, tell more people we are on. We are ready to grow and ready to go. Well, let me tell you what this is all about. Faith. Many of you know that I am a motivational speaker, but I have a doctorate in theology from the California Graduate School of Theology. This is not an honorary doctorate. This is an earned doctorate. It kicked my behind. Anyway, I have a master's degree in theology from Wesley Seminary, and I have a doctorate in theology and ministry from the California Graduate School of Theology, but I make my living as a motivational speaker because I believe God called me to something that's different, that's new, that's under the radar. Many times when I go to places, they would never accept someone who was a pastor or preacher. They would never even let them in, but I can try and reach people and inspire people with a message that's faith-based, yet it is in a new and a different way. So that's why I am glad. Thank you so much for all of you. I look to see you in Tulsa as well. Look, I am excited about this message, and I'm excited about the possibilities. So here's what I want you to understand, that faith is the source of my success. My faith in the Lord is the source of my success. And I give God the glory for everything that has happened to me, everything that has come my way. I just even give God the glory for life and strength. And so I am so excited about being able to share a message of possibility with people who are now my community, my friends, my network. And so this is something we started, and I started with the power of the P's. What is it going to take for you to live better and achieve more? And so what I do every week, I come on this platform right here in my office, and I tell people I need a couple things. I need a couple favors. One is I want you to tell people about this, because this is not promoted. This is not anything except telling people that there's a message that Dr. Willie Jolley gives on Monday night, absolutely free, to share his heart with your heart, to be able to help people to live better and achieve more. So that's first what I ask. Second I ask is, if you are inspired by this, I would ask that you go to jollygoodnews.org, jollygoodnews.org, and make a donation of any amount. What I'm working on is two things. One, I'm working on getting this book, A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback, into every prison in America. That's one of the things the Lord laid on my heart to do. Put this in every prison in America so people in prison can know that their past does not equal their future, and that they can transform their future by changing their thinking. So we want to cut down on the recidivism rate, those who go into prison and go back after they get out. We got to help them to stay out of prison, and also just encourage those who are there. I have had so many letters from prisoners, men and women, who said, my mother gave me that book, but someone took it or I lost it, and I need another copy of that Setback, Set Up, or Comeback book. I've gotten so many of them that I realized that was the Lord saying to me, take this book and bless people. So we're just going to donate them to prisons in the form that they want. So I've got to raise the money to do that. And so that's my first goal. And I had an experience that let me know that this was confirmation that I was supposed to do this. I was in a gym one day. I was working out, doing my sit-ups, trying to get it together. And a trainer in that gym, where I had never met that guy before, came by and said, sir, you're doing that wrong. I said, oh, well, show me how to do it correctly. He showed me how to do it correctly. I said, thank you so much. And I said, so what's your name? I want to thank you personally. He said, my name is Larry. I said, Larry, it's an honor to meet you. Thank you so much. And he said, what's your name, sir? I said, my name is Willie Jolley. And he stopped. He said, what did you say? I said, Willie Jolley. He said, what? And he looked so strange. He said, like Willie Jolley who writes books? Yeah. The one who wrote the book, A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback? Yes. Excuse me, sir, could you come with me for a second? It's very important. Please, just come for a second. He went to the office, drew the shades, closed the door, drew the shades, and he started crying. He started crying. Just big, burly, big muscles guy just started weeping. And I didn't know what was going on. And then he finally composed himself. He said, look, sir, a couple years ago, I was in prison. I was in prison for a offense that was minor that got blown up. I was improperly imprisoned, and I was ready to kill myself. If you can, tap your screen and send some hearts. That's what Coach Terrence says. But I was in prison. I'm ready to kill myself, give up. And my mother sent me your book. It gave me hope and gave me faith that I could keep going. And I decided not to give up. I decided to keep fighting and not give up in terms of my dreams. And I sent some letters off to the Innocence Project, and someone took my case. And while they were working on my case, I started taking training in personal fitness. And I got certified in personal fitness. And by the time I got my certification, a few months later, my case came before the judge and I was released. And this is my first job since I've been released. I never thought I would meet you. And you know what, folks? That was the Lord saying to me, I got to put this book in the prisons. I just got to do it. I got to do it. I know it's the Lord saying to me, do it, do it, do it. So, okay, folks, I want you to go to jollygoodnews.org and make a donation if you can. That's one thing I'm going to do. The other thing I'm going to do, I got two major projects. Now, to put this youth DVD in every school, you know, these school killings, these school issues have to stop. And no one's going to come and do it for us but us. And the Lord said to me, if not you, who? If not now, when? You spoke for youth for many years. You were one of the top youth speakers. You got the #1 selling youth video in America. Let's do something. And so we're going to raise money and put that in every school. We're going to donate them. So, you know, I just got to raise the money. That's just what I got to do. So I'm going to ask you to go to jollygoodnews.org if this is a blessing to you. Only if this is a blessing. Now, also, I tell people every week that I believe you should tithe. Okay, if you're not a tither, you're missing an opportunity to pour into your own blessings. The Bible says that he will pour out a blessing to you. And I found that tithing is just an incredible economic freedom tool. I've been tithing for years. Let me tell you how I started tithing. I grew up in church, but I wasn't really serious. You know, I grew up like a lot of my friends. We was hanging out. We're going to church because Mama made us go to church. And so I never really understood the principles that God's word is true and it's powerful, and it could be a powerful tool to help you in your success, as well as not just salvation, but success. Well, I would always, when a offering basket would go by, even as a young adult, I would throw in $1, because that's all I was going to give, bam. But I was with my friend Keith Harrell one time. God bless his soul. Many of you know Keith Harrell wrote the book, Attitude is Everything. And we were in Orlando, Florida. We were both speaking at the same event. And there were, thousands of people. Now, Keith was the #1 corporate speaker in America. He had just signed a seven-figure book deal. And I said, man, we started writing books about the same time. What happened, Keith? He said, Willie, I started tithing. I said, what was that? He said, I started tithing. And he said, God is true. The word is true. That he will pour you out a blessing so big you can't even take it in. And that if you would just trust him with your money as you trust him with everything else, he will bless you. And I started tithing then. So I believe that tithing is a great part of my life, and it's been a great tool in my success over the years. I just do it not because of what it gives, but because what God said it will do. Put your money into storehouse, and he will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing you can't even take in. Now, I went there to say, many people who watch me on Google Hangout, who come to Periscope, who hear me speak and say, I'm not a member of church, and I'm good. I'm not trying to convert everybody. I'm just trying to tell you where I am and what I do. But I would say this, that if you're not in the church and you're not tithing is a wonderful tool. I tell people a great tool. So if you don't have a church, you're not tithing to a church, then you tell your tithe to jollygoodnews.org so we can get these projects done, the book and the DVD. All right. Now let's talk for a few minutes. And we only do this for a few minutes to be able to inspire people, to empower people, uplift people. I've been giving you the power of the P's. And for those people who are new, I will give you some of the ones we already did earlier on. I started this whole process with the power of a prosperous life and finding the P's. And every week I would do a P. And the power of the P's was to have a prosperous and achievement-filled life. And it starts with your purpose. Jeremiah 1:5 said, before you were born, God knew you and consecrated you. And see, it said in the word that you were born, the day you were born. That's important. Now, many people will wonder about the day we were born. The most important days in your life are the day you were born, one, and the day you find out why you were born. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a reason. Everybody has a reason for being here. You weren't just sitting here to eat up the food and drink up the water and suck up the air. You have a reason. And when you find your reason, it's empowering. When I found that I was supposed to pour into people, that I was supposed to empower people, that I was supposed to inspire people, it has changed my life. And I know that you have a reason. Your reason might be to organize your lives and helping people with this. You've got a ministry, and when you have a ministry, that I look at my ministry as like this. Let me tell you my ministry. There was a story about a road and a good Samaritan who was on that road. And there was a guy who was on his way somewhere along that road and got robbed, beat, left for dead in a ditch. The priest went by and thought he was drunk. The rabbi went by and thought he was inebriated. But this guy, the good Samaritan, went by. He was not a priest. He was not a rabbi. He was not an ordained minister. But what he was a person who realized that everybody has a call in their life to help others. And he took that man and he bandaged his wounds, and then he put him on his animal, his donkey, and took him to the local inn. And he stayed the night and cared for the man and tried to take care of him. And then the next day, he left money with the innkeeper and said, take care of this man, nurse him back to health. And if there's anything left over that you had to spend, I will pay you when I get back. He didn't know the man, but that was his ministry. And everybody has a ministry. So that's how I see what I do. I'm not an ordained minister. I'm licensed. Yeah, I'm licensed. I've got a degree in theology. Yes, I've got I've got the training and technical issues that most pastors have. But I was called to a different office, and so saying that, my goal is to minister to people, inspire people, uplift people. So find your purpose. Everybody has a ministry. Everybody has a purpose. Hey, cuz, and everybody has love and life. So what are the things you're working for? And what are you doing to make a difference? In Greek mythology, there were people who talked about your purpose. And they said in the Greek mythology that they knew how hard it is to find your purpose. They said it's difficult to find your purpose. They said, well, here's how the Greeks tried to understand the purpose process. They would say, well, how do you find somebody's purpose? Or how do you get somebody's purpose? Well, they said, you put it somewhere where they can't find it. Well, they put it up on the highest mountain. Oh, no, they'll find some time to get up there and get it on the top. Put it at the bottom of the deepest sea. Or somehow they'll find a way to get there. Where can you find it that they'll never find it? I know. Put it inside of them. Put it inside of them. Bury it inside of them. They'll never look there. I want you to look inside of you. Look for that thing inside of you that you love or you hate. Your purpose is usually connected to something you love a lot or you hate a lot. I hate mediocrity. I hate people who are settling for their just to get by. You know, people come up to me when I'm in a gas station. They say, "Can I pump your gas?" Or "You got a penny?" And I always give them a 5-minute seminar. Why are you settling for pennies when you can have dollars? Isn't that something greater you could do? One man in my first book, It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life. His name was Bobby. He used to come, and I used to encourage him. He would try and pump my gas. I said, "Bobby, you can do bigger than this. You are articulate. You're able to speak well. Come on, Bobby, you can do better than this. Come on, you can get more than just somebody's leftover change. You've got more inside of you, Bobby. You've got more. Find it." One day, Bobby took me up on that. He took that little money he was raising, and he was able to buy a little hot dog stand. And he kept building it. Bobby's now a great entrepreneur with these hot dog stands, multiple, in downtown TC, because he found that purpose inside of him. Somebody just got to say that, you can do it. You got to say hi to people, encourage people. And so find that reason you were born. When you find that reason, I'm telling you, folks, something happens. So that was the first lesson we talked about, was that we talked about the power of prayer. That you got to understand the power of your purpose and then the power of the prayers in your purpose. I'm encouraging you to pray. Some years ago, I found that prayer really does work. That if you have a positive mindset and a willingness to pray, and then ask people who you know to pray for you. When people asked, when my brother died and my mother died, my father-in-law died in 2003, in 30 days. In that book, Chicken Soup for the Christian Soul, it's out of that book that I tell that story. People would ask, "What can I do for you?" I'd say, "Pray for me." And I encourage you to tell people when you're going through something, ask them to pray for you. When I, some years ago, was playing tennis, and I had been struggling with plantar fasciitis. I didn't know what it was. So I went out to play tennis, which was a bad idea if you got a bad foot. And I pushed off to go get a ball. The ball was way up, and I pushed off. Pop! I heard that pop. In my foot, there was pain going through my foot. And I had to limp around the rest of that time and finally get to go home that evening. I called my cousin, who was a podiatrist. I said, "Man, my foot, I did something to it. I don't know what it is." He said, "Where is it?" I said, "At the bottom of my foot." He said, "Okay, take your ankle, and it goes straight down and then push." And I said, "Oh!" He said, "That's it. Go to the hospital immediately." Probably tore up your plantar fascia muscle, which is one of the biggest muscles. It's like a big cluster of muscles. He said, "Go to the hospital." I went to the hospital. I happened to see my podiatrist, amazingly, at the hospital that night. And she said, "Look, come in on Monday. We'll take some x-rays." And when she came in for the x-rays, she said, well, first she took the x-rays and she came in and talked to me. Then she said, "Come in on Monday." She said, "Of the cluster, everything is torn up except one little strand. That's all that's left. You could get surgery, but it's enough to keep it from being surgery. But you're going to be in a boot for about 2 to 3 months." I said, "No, I got to travel. I got to speak. I can't be doing that." She said, "That's what." So on Monday I came in. By this time, I had done what I'm telling you to do. First thing I did was I prayed about it. Second thing I did, I told people who in my inner circle, I called people who I knew and sent out emails saying, "I need you to do me a favor. I need you to pray for me, pray for my foot." And the third thing I did, I started speaking to my body. And so psychoneuroimmunology, psyche, and your neurons and your nervous system immunology, that you use your psyche to impact your nervous system and your body and your healing. And I started speaking, "I'm healed, I'm whole, I'm healthy." I started speaking it every day. So when I went in on that Monday, she said, "It's going to be about 10 to 12 weeks before you're able to be at this boot." I said, "Oh no. No. I got too much to do. I'm telling you, it's not going to be that long because I got too much to do." She said, she thought she would give her and say, "You're crazy." But then she said, If I was talking to anybody other than you, Willie Jolley, I might say that, but let's just see what happens. I said, I'm going to work. And I started calling my friends again saying, keep praying for me, keep praying for me. And I started sending out emails, keep praying for me, praying for me. And I started speaking to my body. You're healthy, you're whole, you're healed. And psychoneuroimmunology and all of that started working. 4 weeks later, I went for my checkup. She did an x-ray. She said, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You're healed. You can, what? And a week later, I was playing tennis again. Folks, speak to your body. Some of you struggling with some health issues. Some of you struggling with some programs in your life and problems in your life. Speak to them and then pray. Get people praying up for you. There's power in prayer. I'm encouraging you to pray. You know, I had a family member who got arrested, being at the wrong place with the wrong people. She didn't do anything wrong, but she was at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. Got arrested. And they were going, and it was a felony. She was looking at a major time in jail. But her mother went to praying. And her mother talked to me, and I went to praying. And with the family, we went to praying. 7 days later, she was released. Record wiped clean. They said, you did nothing. But it's the power of prayer. One day she's facing felony charges. Next day she walks out. You know, the Apostle Paul talked about how they prayed at midnight and sang hymns, and the jail doors opened up. I'm encouraging you to use your purpose and your prayer life to go to the next level. I'm encouraging you to believe that it's possible. I'm encouraging you to speak faith into your life. I'm encouraging you to know that it's possible. Now, I want you to do this again for me. It's almost time for us to end. Just a short message on Monday nights, Monday school, like Sunday school, but on Monday nights. I want you to tell folks about it and tell them, you know, keep your eyes open. If I'm available and I'm not on a plane on Monday nights, I try and do this. And now that we got Periscope, I'm going to do it more because I usually have to have my computer, I have to be in a quiet place and all of that. So sometimes I'm not going to have the computer and I'm not going to be in a quiet place, and I'm just going to jump on Periscope and I'm talk to y'all. Y'all will look for that, and then y'all jump on for a few minutes on Monday nights just to inspire you to have a great week. I know Monday can sometimes be a tough time for people to get back in the groove. They got to get back to work, and so many people have Monday morning or Monday evening blues, but we're going to inspire you to let those blues go. So again, thank you for joining us. Again, go to jollygoodnews.org, and if this is a blessing, make a donation, whatever amount. We're going to put those books and those videos, we're going to donate them and get them. I want to have the book as well as an audio book because some people in prison don't read well. So I want to be able for them to hear the message as well as read it if they can't read it. I also get the youth videos into schools so that there will be trying to keep these young people from ever going to prison. Amen. And then finally, if you're able to come out to one of the Get Motivated events. I'm on tour with Les Brown with the Get Motivated tour. I'll be in Tulsa this week, Wednesday. I open, so you got to be there early. I replaced Zig Ziglar, and he used to be the opening speaker, and Colin Powell would be the closing speaker, while I'm now the opening speaker. So get there early. You hear my message. I get you fired up, and then Les Brown closes in the afternoon. Second is we're going to be at Tulsa. Then we're coming up next week to Philly and Boston, the following week to San Jose and Portland, Oregon, and the following week will be in St. Louis and Kansas City, and in November we'll be in Houston, San Antonio, and Nashville. So come and see what we do to inspire your people and grow your business. And I want to bless you with this. Remember that you're going to have moments and challenges that will try you, but trust God. There was a story about a guy who was a high, stressed out stockbroker, and nothing was going right in his life. He had no faith. He didn't go to church. He didn't talk to God. He didn't pray to God. He didn't hardly expect God to do anything. He had grown up in church, but he fell off. He got the money and started rolling in, and he started living a fast life and had the fancy cars and things, but he forgot the source of his success. And he was stressed out, so somebody told him to go up to their cabin and take a vacation. He went up to the cabin by himself, and it was enjoying the beautiful scenery up in this wooded area. He went in the cabin, closed the door, was tired. He went to the bedroom that evening and turned off the lights and fell fast asleep. But then he was awakened by this bright light in the room. And a voice said, you got to have faith. Go out and push that rock. He said, rock? What? Go out and push the rock. It's out right outside. He said, I didn't see any rocks when I came up here. Go out and push the rock. And he went outside, and where there had been nothing, there was a big boulder. And he knew that he had to push that rock because he'd been given the command, the instructions. The next morning, he started out early pushing that rock. And he pushed it all day, but it didn't move. The next day, he came back and pushed that rock, but it didn't move. Day after day, week after week. And after about 3 weeks of pushing that rock every day, in frustration, he cried out, what do you want? I've been pushing it and nothing happened. And then the voice spoke back to him and said, you've done what I asked you to do. Push the rock. Your job was to push the rock. I never told you to move the rock. See, your job is to push the rock. My job is to move the rock. But look at your back and how much stronger it is. Look at your arms, how much stronger, your legs. But most importantly, look at your faith. You didn't falter. You kept pushing the rock. And because of that, you will be blessed mightily. And I say to you, it's going to look tough, but keep doing. You do your part. God's going to do his part. And you will see how you will grow in faith, grow in grace, and your life will have a positive impact. I'm blessing you with that, sending you forth, saying thank you. Remember, if you loved it, hit your screen real good. Everybody hit your screen, and I know you love it. I see the little hearts, bless you. And for those on Google Hangout, you just continue to do this and continue to share it every Monday night as time allows. If you don't hear me around 8 o'clock, jumping on somewhere around 8, that means I'm on a plane. But God bless you. Heaven smile above you and upon you. And remember that your best is yet to come. Remember about your purpose and about prayer. I'll talk to you again next week. Have a great week on purpose. God bless you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.